Hello, students. Good afternoon. How are you? I hope you are doing great in the lockdown period. And I'm here to teach you the first chapter, that is the first poem of your book Flamingo. And the name of the poem is My Mother at 66. It is written by Kamla Das. So you can see on your screen, the poem is My Mother at 66, written by Kamla Das. Kamla Das, a wonderful writer, poet, novelist, and she has received many awards for her works of literary. Again, I have put it on the screen. You can go through the popular one which is there. First one is Nobel Prize for Literature. She also got award of Asian Pen Anthology, and like this many other awards she got. So there's the little bit introduction about Kamla Das. Kamla Das, also known as Suraya, and she was born in Malabar in Kerala. She is a wonderful Indian English poet and a literator, and at the same time a leading Malayalam writer. She has written many books, poems in Malayalam language also, and the prominent one is autobiography written under the name Madhavi Kutti. Her work of fictions are very much important and famous. She has written them under the name Kamla Das. Now let's move further. So, other than the introduction of the author, I just want you to have a little introduction about the poem also. So the central idea of the poem, or the theme you would say, is aging. As you know, aging is a natural process and it is an important phase of life. So dear children, this poem is about a bonding, a relationship between a mother and a child. And already it is said in the title of the poem that the age of the mother is around 66. She is very old, and her daughter is afraid of separation and a loss. So in this poem, the poet relates a personal experiences, whatever she has experienced with her mother in her childhood, and till now whatever is coming in her brain, she has mentioned, written to us in a form of wonderful poetry. So here, without any much discussion, I would like to read out the poem for you and of course then explain to you. So open the book, those who have it. If you don't have the book, if you are watching the video, you can also read it on the screen. Driving from my parents' home to Kochi last Friday morning, I saw my mother beside me. So the poetess says that when she was driving back to Cochin airport, Cochin is in Kerala, South India, and it was a Friday. It was a Friday morning, so She describes that on Friday morning when she was going, sitting beside her mother in the car towards the airport, she looked at the face of her mother. And when she looked at the face of her mother, she saw that the mother's face had become too old, too wrinkled, and whatever she saw on the face of the mother, she is explaining to us. She is writing in the form of poetry. So further she says that doors open mouth, her face ashen like that of a corpse, and realized with pain that she was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away. So, dear student, here the poetess says that when she was going, she saw her mother and she had become too old. She was dozing like this. You could see some people have got this habit when they travel in the bus or car, they feel sleepy. And you can also imagine she old people habit of dozing. And the author says that she seemed like a dead body. There was no energy, no liveliness, no shining on the face of the mother. But the poetess immediately puts this thought away, a negative thought that her mother is very old and she is about to die or she can die at any time. So, therefore, she started looking out of the window of the car just to divert her mind that my mother will live long, I would see her again. And she looks out of the window and she saw that the young trees sprinting. So, young trees sprinting means when she was moving in the car, it seemed that the trees were also moving with them. And she also saw the merry children spilling out of their homes. You can see in the picture, you can imagine. So, the children were running out of their homes and they were happy. But after the airport's security check, standing a few yards away, I looked again at her, wan, pale as a late winter moon, and felt that old familiar ache. Now, in the next stanza, the poetess says that when she reached the airport, she stood some yard from her mother, and after having gone through the security check, as you know that custom department is there, and after having a clearance, she just wanted to say goodbye to her mother, and she was a little bit far away from the mother, and again she observed and she says that her face was like a late winter moon. As in winter the light of the moon fades, same way the mother face was also fading. She has already lost her charm, her beauty, and she was very old. And further, the poetess says that she felt that old familiar ache, that old pain, my childhood's fear. So she talks that she had a childhood fear that any time her mother would leave her and go, her mother would be separated from, especially the small children, they have this kind of fear. So, same way, the author also had this fear. But she says that she did not utter a word. She just said, "See you soon, Amma." She said, "See you soon, Amma," and all she did was smile and smile and smile. So it's a very easy, wonderful poem the poetess has written. Just a quick summary for you. I would like to tell you that in the poem, Kamla Das explores the theme of aging. So aging is a natural process. All those who are born, they have to die one day, but it is very difficult to accept the reality. And while driving from her parents' house, Kamla Das observed her mother's face. She observed her age, that she had become too old, and therefore she was worried whether she would be able to meet her mother again or not. Then, further, after having gone through the security check, she, just in order to be positive, in order to look positive, she just smiled and smiled and smiled and said, "See you soon, Amma." So, the key points of the poem you can note down, a very quick summary again. So, the poetess was traveling to Cochin airport with her mother in the car. And when she looked at her mother, the mother looked wan, pale face, dozing, weak, and the poetess had her old fear of losing her mother. And on the way, she saw the sprinting trees and merry children, and it provided her relief in contrast to her negative feeling. And last, she bids goodbye to her mother with a hope to see her again. So, dear students, here are some vocabulary used in the poem. You can see number one is wan, means colorless. Late winter's moon means dim moon shrouded by clouds. Spilling means running out. Ashen means grey color, especially old age. Ache means pain. And sprinting means short, fast race. Some of the poetic devices used here in the poem. Number one is simile, and the example is wan, pale as a late winter's moon. Second example we have is her face ashen like that of a corpse. So simile, already you know the definition of the simile, that when a comparison is made between two dissimilar things with the words like, as, so, etc. Then you have another example of poetic device, that is metaphor. And metaphor also, a comparison is made between two dissimilar things or object, but without using words as, like, so. Next one is personification, and in personification, the qualities of human being is given to non-living things. For example, you can see here young trees sprinting. Sprinting means running. So the trees cannot run, but still the quality of human being given to them. So here it is personification. Then last one is repetition. Repetition means repeating same word again and again. So here the repetition is I did was smile and smile and smile. And other than this, you can also see some imagery used in the poem. So that's it, dear students, about the poetic device used in the poem. I hope you have understood the poem very well, and we will discuss the question answers later on. If you have any problem, any doubt, you can discuss with me. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening and participating carefully. Thank you again.